I just want to, take this time to talk about, the the new addition to the population of the human species, and that's the InsomniCucks. And the reason why, I refer to them as the InsomniCucks is that they're fine with being fucked over by Insomniac and Sony. And if you have a problem with that, then they're going to lash out on you, giving off Adam 22 vibes. And let me get into this, bro. So I throughout my time, I this is not another Spider-Man video. This is an Insomniac video. Be a difference, by the way. But anyways, I've been watching more interviews and all that about the game just to see the director lose his lips again, after proving me right many times. And I was also looking into, social media comment sessions and all that. I unfortunately returned to Twitter just to see, the news and all that. Not really following anybody, but one thing in particular that gets my eye is that there's these posts that's like it's the Tom Holland effect all over again. People love and praise it at first, and then all of a sudden they switch up on it. First, let me get this straight. Nobody switches up on it. It's called disappointment. But let me actually tell you what happens. See, when they bring up Tom Holland, this is what happens. See, Tom Holland, like his movies, like you know, when they're coming out, nobody but the fanboys hype it up so hard, and people who are expecting a good movie. But then when the movie comes out and people actually see it, that's when opinions get divided. But instead of being able to roll out those opinions, as soon as you try to say anything, MCU fanboys immediately lash out on you to keep you quiet. And then eventually, you know, people say it's when the hype died down, but what I say is that it's when the MCU fanboys they can't keep going. They can't keep defending a shitty movie. So, they just go and be like, oh, I give up. And that's when the negativity, well, I wouldn't say negativity, but that's when the criticism starts to roll in, and they can't really do anything about it, but still try to defend a sinking ship. And that's what you get with this game, bro. See, if you watch my videos, then you would know that I was never really hyped for this game. I even made a video saying that I wasn't really hyped for it. I mean, I was still looking forward to it, but I wasn't really hyped for it because even back then, I was calling out the fact that they were throwing so much stuff into just the second game, into just a sequel, instead of letting this develop over time. Because we did not need two Spider-Man right away. We did not need Venom right away. We wanted Green Goblin, a classic villain. Instead, we're going to get him in most likely the third game, where Peter Parker is not even going to be the main protagonist. Oh my gosh. Let me get back on track. So let's set the record straight. The game isn't good. It's just not good. It did not deserve anything at the Game Awards. Shout out Cyberpunk, by the way. I really wanted that to win something, but it did not deserve anything. It was half baked. It was rushed. Like, bro, there was this one interview I watched where Brian Intar was like, he was talking about how they had to do this and that, and that he knew that the game wasn't going to hit the quality bar, and he was, a little frustrated about that. He was a little mad about that. And that just goes back to what I said in my review video when I said they wanted to cram so much stuff in, but they didn't want to work on the quality of the game. I literally said that. And you know what those InsomniCucks did? They came under my comment section saying absolute bullshit. Like, I don't really like to argue with fanboys who can't really, they see, It's one thing to debate, and then it's another to just be wasting your time, because that's usually what you do with those fuckers. But knowing myself, I like to humiliate them, because you won when they block you. They have nothing else for you. And that that see, arguing with these motherfuckers are so easy, because like they're just doing nothing but just steadily backtracking. Like, oh, Peter was nerfed. No, he wasn't nerfed. He was stressed. He's fighting more powerful villains this time. And I'm just sitting here like, bro, which one is it? You always switch it up. Which assumption is it regarding Peter? And like, if you want to say that he fought more powerful villains this time, why is it that like he almost got killed by Cleus Cassidy? And then like it's not even, he had to get saved so many times, bro. Does that not sound like he got nerfed? And like he was getting beat up and saved so many times, to the point where I started to question, like, how did he survive as Spider-Man for this long? It was at that point, bro, because they made him so reliant on Miles and MJ. And like, based on what I seen in the first game, like, bro. Anyways, and then like another big gripe I have is that the story is so trash, bro. Like, so you beat Venom, who pulled the web of shadows in the last act, a whole symbiote invasion. But here's Peter, you know, oh, I'm just going to completely, ignore the fact that a whole lunatic has a symbiote just like Venom. I'm just going to say, you know what? I'm going to take a break. I'm not even going to acknowledge the fact that a guy who is literally insane has a symbiote. Does that make sense? Oh my God, bro. And then this game was so rushed that they didn't even see this. I did not want them to do the symbiote shit this early. Now look, Peter still has the anti. Peter has an anti-venom symbiote. Oh my God, Venom is supposedly still alive because he's supposed to be getting his own game, and Cleus is going to become Carnage in the game after this. Like, bro, I did not want this. It it's the storyline is unresolved. It's unresolved, bro. And back to what I was saying about Peter being nerfed. See, Sandman telegraphed a punch that literally he was literally throwing it before Peter even jumped at him, and he still gets hit by it. MJ jumps in front of him to take Venom's tendril. And if you freeze frame that whole moment, you can clearly see that Peter did not react at all to it. And I'm just sitting here like, bro, he has superhuman reflexes, superhuman agility, and he did nothing but stand there. That is the definition of looking bad just to make another character look good. That is the definition of getting nerfed. And back to my biggest gripe, bro. This fool, this fool got killed by Craven in seconds, and then it's not even just that. He didn't even know that Craven stabbed him until after the fact. Like, bro, where's your spider senses? And then, and then it's not really even that, bro. Like, so Craven is looking for a worthy challenger to kill him, or whatever. But like, Peter beat the Sinister Six. He beat Shocker easily in the first game. But yet, Craven doesn't even acknowledge him until he gets the symbiote. Bro, he goes after Scorpion. He even goes after Shocker before he goes after Peter. He goes after them, and then like, he sees Peter, he just kills him easily and just throws him away just like that. But it's not even just that, bro. Like, he didn't even acknowledge Peter, bro. He didn't even know that. Like, bro, oh my God, that was so disrespectful. And then like, it's not even just that. Like the fact that he even needed the symbiote to beat Craven was fucking nonsense. But I also want to add that the fact that Craven was even a boss fight against Venom was nonsense as well. But whatever, bro. Like it's so many things wrong with this game, bro. It's so many things. Like, you know, in my review, I was being nice enough not to call the game mid, but here we are. I'm calling it mid now. Like looking back at everything, the game just wasn't good. It deserved nothing at the Game of the Year awards. Maybe for a performance to the voice actors, but that's about it. Nothing else to it, bro. Like it was worse than it was a downgrade to the first game. The combat was weak. Like I didn't even know if I was playing as Spider-Man, bro. Like if you put Arkham Batman in that combat situation, he's taking them out way quicker than Spider-Man, bro. That's how weak the combat was. You take away most of the gadgets, you take away the suit abilities. Like what can I do? Like the gadgets, they fucking suck and the cooldowns are long as shit. And this one gadget, Weld Ricochet. What was the point of taking out Weld Bomb when you're going to put in this shitty ass gadget, bro? Oh my god. And then they want to defend all this trash decisions, bro. Like the game just wasn't good. But as far as the downgraded gameplay and the weak story goes, like they still don't want to listen. Like, bro, I was watching Web of Shadows videos like sometime after the fact. I ain't played it in so long, but I was watching gameplay videos and all that, and I was like, oh my god, Web of Shadows is so much better than this garbage. Like especially the symbiote gameplay. Like, bro, in that game, the symbiote gameplay, it made a big difference. In this game, it didn't make shit but a penny, bro. Like, bro, it's nothing but a new suit with new abilities. Nothing else to it. You're not stronger. You're not faster. Just new suit, new abilities. That's it. And new dialogue. Besides that, nothing else to it, bro. It was trash. That's the weakest symbiote gameplay I ever played in a fucking Spider-Man game, bro. Even in Shattered Dimensions, the symbiote gameplay was better. And you're playing as four fucking Spider-Man, bro. Like, oh my god. And then like throughout the story, Pew's like, "Oh, this power is so great." And then like, why? I'm not experiencing none of this power, bro. The only time I experience anything that he's talking about is when I use Symbiote Surge, where the fuck it's called, and that's it. The only thing I can use is abilities, and that's it, bro. Like, bro, it was trash. Now, as far as the decisions for this game goes, like Miles Morales being in here, Venom being in here, all this nonsense, bro. I think all that was Sony's decision, bro. Even Peter having a different face, I think that was Sony's decision. It was all Sony's decision. I think, see, again, as I said in my review video, they wanted to cram a lot of stuff in. Have we not heard of this before with Spider-Man 3 studio interference? The Amazing Spider-Man 2 studio interference? Like, bro, this is all Sony's decision, bro. The only reason why the first game was so great was because they let Insomniac cook. And in this second game, that's when they interfere a lot more. Like, bro, we did not need two fucking Spider-Man. We shouldn't have had two Spider-Man, bro. I'm not sorry to no Miles Morales fan, bro. This character is a fucking fraud, bro. He needs Peter Parker to even be a thing. He has to take Peter Parker's story to do anything, bro. I'm sitting here playing in this game, bro. Like, even though Peter was watered down, like, I enjoy his sessions way more. And then the game forces you to play as Miles Morales, who feels like absolute filler, and I'm just sitting like, oh my gosh. Nothing but it felt like he was just there to be there. And then a lot of the moments he had in the game, it felt like he should have never been there. It felt like Peter should have been there. It was ridiculous, bro. Like, and that just goes back to what I was saying, bro. Miles Morales, Venom, all these characters had no business being in the game. MJ had no business going to a fucking symbiote hive, but here we are. Like, bro, like they seriously had to reevaluate what they're doing with this character because they clearly don't care. They're just trying to make money. And like, when I buy a Spider-Man game, I buy it to play as fucking Spider-Man. I don't want to play as Miles Morales. I don't want to play as MJ. I don't want to play as Miles' girlfriend either. Like, what was the actual point of playing as Haley, by the way? Besides, just doing graffiti or some shit. But anyways, back to what I was saying, like, if you're going to make the player play as anybody other than Spider-Man, bro, you should went the ultimate Spider-Man approach and, had them, with Spider-Man and Venom. That was back in the time where you had good writing and great gameplay. But now you got this cheap ass shit, this cheap ass rush shit, bro. Like, they are literally taking advantage of fans and they know it. But that's the reason. That's the reason why we call them InsomniCucks, bro. They don't care what they get. They're going to love it regardless, bro. They know that people gonna like it. And if you don't like it, they know that they're going to come for you. They know what they're doing. Now, if you agree with me, like, that's great. But if you don't, I understand. But I'm just saying, like, it just infuriates me of how these people are just so fine with being mind controlled. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I also want to add, like, if you're wondering how I feel about the update that's coming out, I just want to say I don't care about it. Like, as time passed and I started to think about everything that happened throughout the story, like, each day I just lost interest to play it all over again because I just hate how they keep changing you from Peter to Miles and like, bro, I ain't trying to do that shit again, bro. You literally shot yourself in the foot throwing in two Spider-Man. And it's not even just that, like, I also want to talk about the fact that the update was supposed to come out sooner, but instead now it's delayed and like nobody's saying anything about this. But like being able to change your tendril color and all that, like that should have been something that was already in the game. New Game Plus should have been something that was already in the game. They literally just sold out an unfinished product and nobody's tripping out about this. Why? And if you want to know how I feel about possible DLC, then I just want to say that like I don't care about like if it's true that Daredevil is coming in the DLC. I am not at all interested in seeing two Spider-Man and Daredevil, bro. Spider-Man and Daredevil work better as a duo, not as a fucking trio. I ain't trying to see that shit. Like, two Spider-Man seriously ruined this for me. So I'm not interested. I'm not buying no DLC, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I also don't get why they were so hard on the fact to make Peter and Miles equal because Peter been around for 60 years, 60 plus years, some shit like that. And Miles only been around since 2011. So like, why did you cut down on the number of Peter suits to match it with the number of Miles suits? Like that's just like, bro, they're just doing everything they can to just show that they're equal in some way when they're not. I just want to end it with saying that, you know, the first game did the best. Granted, I did see some nonsense, but it still did the best. It was great. Miles Morales, that game, it was more like a movie. The story was whack, but it was still way better than Spider-Man 2, which leads me to say Spider-Man 2 is just flat out garbage. Just garbage. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So, in that order, that's my ranking of these games. I'm not, when Spider-Man 3 comes out, I'm not even gonna count that because it's just gonna be trash. Like, Venom, I'm expecting that to be more like Miles Morales, but probably funner. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not digging this new combat. It's fucking garbage, but whatever.